Here with me to discuss the latest military developments on the ground in Ukraine, Major General Neil Sexton, a defence consultant for Universal Defence and Security Solutions. Major General, great to see you again. Let's start by discussing those missile attacks on Lviv that we've been learning more about during the course of today. Why would Russia be attacking somewhere so far west, so far away from their other key objectives at the moment?
Well, I think there are two main reasons why Putin would want to hit over in the west in Lviv. The first one is that, of course, Lviv is the town where a lot of NATO equipment has been flowing into Ukraine and moving to the east to reinforce Ukrainian fighters in the east. It's also a place where there are facilities that are repairing military vehicles, and it is a centre that has been considered quite safe for training and so on. In addition, though, you have to say that Putin is deliberately trying to terrorise the civilian population. We've seen over the last few days that the number of people flowing back into Lviv from Poland and other countries has increased, and people felt that it was a safe place to evacuate from the east of the country across to the west and to come back in. That now must have been undermined by these attacks.
Let's do the reverse trip with our maps and dive into the east in particular, and the south, where of course, there's been much talk of a renewed Russian offensive there. Do we think it begins in earnest this week?
Well, difficult to tell the exact timing. General Alexander Dvornikov, the new commander there, will be massing his forces for a coordinated attack. And the coordination between air, artillery and the ground movements, which has previously been lacking around Kyiv, as we've seen over the last 53 days. That will be important for him as he attempts in this region of Donetsk and Luhansk to achieve some sort of a link-up, potentially linking up here around the western side of Donetsk as far down south as Mariupol. So he's got some difficult challenges ahead, not least the defensive systems put in place by the Ukrainians over the last 8 years in that region. Very detailed defence, static and with manoeuvre capability. And also the weather is not good for manoeuvre off-road at this time of year.
Are there lessons to take from Mariupol for the rest of this eastern region that Russia's going to be focusing on? I mean, and why has it taken the Russians so long to finally defeat Mariupol in full?
Well, of course, it hasn't yet won in Mariupol. We still have a couple of thousand Ukrainian defenders valiantly holding out. And of course, some of the tactics used by the Russians, the indiscriminate bombardment, the destruction of civilian infrastructure, and indeed the infrastructure around the steelworks here, that has all helped the defenders. It is much more difficult to attack a city that has been almost destroyed than it is one that still has access roads and so on. And inside the steelworks, you're on 3 levels. There's underground bunkers and tunnels, there's infrastructure still above ground, and then all of the rubble that's around as well. A very difficult place to attack and to actually get those last couple of thousand determined Ukrainians out of there.
Major General Neil Sexton, thanks so much.